care what you ask. I'm giving the answer that's in my head. Nixon doesn't think black people exist. Nixon doesn't think young people exist. Nixon's only concerned about the middle silent majority, which we don't have to worry about because it's silent. What is that? I have a silent majority. Well, how do you know? It's silent. Young people are the only people in this whole country that have saved the soul of America by protesting the crimes committed in Vietnam, Asia, and at home in the courts and in the jails, etc.
See, already I'm concerned about... See, I get the feeling you're giving me...
sincerity here.
You're giving me answer 23B, so when I...
No, it's 27A.
All right. Well, let's you know what I mean, don't you?
No, I don't.
Well, I'm disappointed that you don't seem to be able to converse with me. You know, sort of, I ask you a question, you start waving your eyes and look at those people. Why don't you look at me, and I'll ask you a question, because it's sincerely asked.
I just...
I want to know...
I've met you before.
I don't think so.
Didn't we meet 5th Street in New York? You sold me that dope? You might... What are you doing? Sort of on the side, you're a TV personality, and you're the biggest dope dealer in New York City. And he comes on the show real sincere. I want to sincerely tell people about your real activities, man.
Yeah, that's cute.
You got the best LSD and best pot in town. You find no wonder you know the air schedule so well. You're finding New York and making deals on 5th Street, 6th Street, 7th Street. He comes on here real serious now. Do you think it might prolong?
That's cute. That really is cute.
It's true.
Okay.
But you're upset that I've destroyed your cover.
But you know, if you're... I have to, you can understand how I would question the sincerity of your convictions about the war and people dying in Vietnam and people dying here at home and the problems of poverty when you come on and tell funny stories about me selling dope. That's wasting time, Jerry.
My wife is right now in Sweden meeting with the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese.
Let's talk about
and student revolutionaries throughout Europe.
Good for your wife.
To plan for a day of demonstrations sometime in the fall when in every country in the world, from Japan to the Soviet Union, every country in the world, people are going to be in the streets protesting America spelled with a K in Vietnam and Asia.
Now that's your wife. Let's talk about Jerry. Now here we are. You've got X thousands of people out there who are listening to you now, mad at me because I put you on. All right, here's an opportunity.
Take dope. Smoke dope. American Army's falling apart because of all the pot smoking. You dig that, don't you? You know how the war in Vietnam is going to end? The war in Vietnam is going to end.
That's going to be another cute story.
The war in Vietnam is going to end when the American Army puts down its guns or turns its guns around and aims it at the head of the generals. And marijuana smoking right now is so prevalent in the Army, people just want to get high. They don't want to go out and fight and die.
Okay.
You dig it?
Yeah.
There's a real connection. There's a real connection between pot smoking in Asia and the defeat of the American Army. Yeah. Because here's American boys, American men, sent thousands of miles away to Asia to fight for land that, they don't even speak the language. And what are they fighting for? And they're fighting against peasants, fighting against 15-year-old kids, fighting against housewives, fighting against everybody. Every single person who was Vietnamese is a potential enemy. So what are we doing over here? Someone hands up a joint and say, yeah, I just want to get high. Come back and get high and get thrown in jail for getting high. It's incredible.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you and understand, I haven't made any conclusions.
Of course you haven't.
I want to know...
You're just an open book.
Right. I'm concerned that your efforts could undermine
the efforts of who?
The efforts of the people who, since long before you thought about...
Like who?
American Friends Service Committee, Quakers.
Oh, they're not doing anything.
People who marched in the moratorium in Washington.
They're not doing much. We're in league with them.
Let me tell you what...
I'm speaking... Wait a minute, man. Listen, you're not giving me speeches. We'll each make a... I'm speaking at the moratorium rally in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Dig it, I'm speaking there. You see, look, young people...
You understand what bothers me?
No, I don't, because you've got a psychological problem. I'm not your psychiatrist. Look, young people know that this government has no morality, that this country was founded on the destruction of the Indians.
Yeah. Young people, you speak for young people?
I'm speaking for myself,
right,
and I'm speaking for a truth that I feel in the streets, and if you don't feel it, you're blind. Because young people know that the people that have power in this country have no soul, no morality, and no ears. Absolutely none. And we know that this war is not going to be ended by writing a letter to President Dick Nixon, because Dick Nixon is a criminal. He's a war criminal. He is a war criminal. He missed his chance in Nazi Germany. He would have done very well as the head of the Hitler Republic. And now he's just the head here. And Spiro Agnew, what do you think he is? He's just a super Nazi. You know that. And we know that the only way to change this country is by overthrowing the government. That's the only way. That's the only way the war in Vietnam is going to be ended. How else do you think it's going to be ended? By writing a letter to Dick Nixon, please get out of Vietnam. What are you talking about? He's a racist. When a yellow person dies in Vietnam, that doesn't count, because the only good yellow person is a dead yellow person in Dick Nixon's head.
You don't think it's possible that the polarization that your kind of behavior creates. I'm asking you a question. Can serve...
I'm listening.
Can serve to enhance the position of Dick Nixon in the White House. You know, if you're against Dick Nixon, middle America is just liable to think, listen, anybody this cat is against can't be all bad, I'm going to vote for him.
Yeah, but see, Nixon will find anything he needs to enhance his power. The fact is there's got to be a polarization in the country. There's got to be a polarization. Wait, listen, I get 2 sentences out, and you act like you're on the toilet, you know. It's like, listen, why don't you shut up and let me talk, you know? You invited me down, you said, you got to come here, we have no music, we have no guests. If you don't come, we have no guests. Now you ask me a question, you keep quiet. Maybe the punchline will contain your answer, you know? So don't be so constipated, okay? Don't be so constipated. I'm just
disappointed that you're so...
I'm disappointed in you.
You're so incapable of functioning.
I'm totally incapable of... I'm a misfit. Haven't you realized? I'm a misfit. I don't fit in to this plastic TV show with this plastic TV personality. I don't fit into that. I don't fit into... And every young kid out there knows that you're plastic. They know you're a plastic man. I don't fit into that. I don't fit into your asking ridiculous questions, because you know darn well that the people who are ending this war are the people who are draft resistors in jail, are the people who are in courtrooms, like the Conspiracy 10, now it's 10 because our lawyers are defendants too, the Conspiracy 10 that are facing up to 25 years in jail together. Okay. Hey, got it. I thought you wanted me to look at you when you're talking. Go. Now you're no longer looking, you're looking down at the book and so forth. Anyway, the purpose of TV is to sell soap. So here's the book. Do it. Young kids should steal it. This book is banned in Cincinnati. Shiloto's, Pogues, all those pig department stores, none of them will carry the book. You can only get it, I think, in... you can only get it in, I think, Kids and one of the campus bookstores. Young kids should go in and say, where's the book? See, they won't hold it, but they got all the kinds of books by all the right-wing liberal professors and so forth. They won't hold this book. This book, first sentence, this book will become a Molotov cocktail in your very hands. Page 4 it says, you got to read it stoned.
You say...
read this book stoned.
Yeah. You say...
Do it! Do it!
You say the heroes are the people who've gone to jail and who are drafted. Now, there are several, hundreds of people in jail who haven't found it necessary to behave like you. You don't like my behavior? I'm embarrassed by your behavior. Here you come. I'm wondering.
Here you come on here with a suit and a tie, and that suit and tie is the uniform of imperialist America. Do you know people who speak in a calm, silly voice like you with a suit and tie are the exact same people who are running the jail system, running the court system, running the corporations. You look like a college dean running the school prisons, no, I'm not done, which oppress young people. People who look less like you are the same type of people that are running the war in Vietnam. You see, what we have recognized is that the American middle class, in its suit and tie, is the real criminal, And so you taught us that lesson of Nazism. You taught us the lesson of Nazism.
I don't.
Well, it's impolite to interrupt. I learned that in school. It's impolite to interrupt. So the people out there want me to get a thought out, and you're really constipated. You really got an anal problem.
I don't judge people.
What's your name?
Phil.
Phil, not Tom?
Yeah. I don't judge people on the clothes that they wear, and I'm disappointed that you do.
Oh, I'm sorry you're disappointed. Well, it won't be the first or the last time. I'm sure you're disappointed in the young people that burned down the Bank of America in Santa Barbara, an act which freed us out of jail. I'm sure you're disappointed in the hundreds of thousands of people that had riots all over the country when we were jailed, because they freed us. That's how we got free. We didn't get freed by old Phil or Tom or whatever his name is, Donahue, sitting up here. We got freed by the young people who shed their blood, who shed their life, who went into the streets. That's how we got free. And the Vietnamese know, you see, America only responds to fire. They only recognize poverty when the ghettos burned. All of a sudden the ghettos burned and people said, hey, maybe people are poor, maybe blacks are oppressed. They only recognized the war in Vietnam when somebody burned himself on the Pentagon, when 100,000 people went up and sieged the Pentagon. You know, take these liberal senators like McCarthy and McGovern and Kennedy, all those guys. They only spoke after the crazies, the freaks, the nuts, the idiots went into the streets and started burning draft cards, started throwing rocks at buildings. Then all of a sudden they said, well, these young people, their methods not be good, but they got a point. What are we doing over in Asia anyway? You see, so we know that this country only responds to polarization and dramatic protest.
We're talking with Jerry Rubin, a member
We're talking with Phil Donahue, and Smoke Dope.